in there and make everybody test.
We're live.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Join us. We're going to go ahead and start this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lisa, can you take a look, make sure we didn't lose audio up there? Does it look like it's still?
It says live on.
All right, then,
Audio or Facebook.
yep, we should be good. If anybody's on Facebook, if you're not getting audio, just let us know. Okay, we'll go ahead and start. This is the regular commissioner meeting scheduled for March 20th, 2023. We'll start the meeting with the approval of minutes from our regular meeting on March 6th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
We got a motion by Jamie, a second by Jerry. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we don't have anything under old business.
Claims, don't forget claims.
Did I miss? They're not, oh, they're still on the same line. I'm sorry. Okay, next up, we'll do approval of claims. Oh, I just did the wrong line. That's why.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
I've got a motion by Jamie, second by Jerry to approve claims. All in favor? Aye. Now we can go to old business.
Well, I forgot to add Anthony in the
Perfect.
agenda.
Welcome back, Anthony.
Thanks.
You can start us off.
So I can go home, I on the agenda.
Nope,
No,
not that easy.
All right,
nice
I got a
to
pretty long agenda today. The guy's been maintaining the gravels and the school bus turnarounds, but school's out this week, so we're trying to get them caught back up. We burned Detour Road, we used the old millings, and it worked fine. We just couldn't run through the boxes. We just had to spread them on the road, take a grader and shove them off. They work fine.
Good.
We've been cleaning out culverts. We repaired a slip on Minutes Hollow. The guys ditched Quercus Grove Road, Red Hog Pike and Grants Creek. And they did some ditching on Pleasant Grove and some berming over there also. All the mowing tractors have new tires on them and they're ready to go to start mowing. We repaired a slip on Oakman Hill. We band-aided Carpenter's Crossing for now, till we figure out what we're gonna do with it. We repaired a slip on Spring Branch.
That's gonna be a problem, Carpenter's Crossing, because that's
It is.
a day job every time it rains
Took us all day and it's gonna blow it out again Thursday.
this week.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to address that one. The Spring Branch Crossing, we've got the pipe ordered. It should be here within a week or so. So we'll have that road open back up hopefully by, I don't wanna quote myself, maybe the middle of April. I'm hoping. I'm working on engineering quotes for the Parks Ridge and Smith Ridge. I have one so far. Should get another one or two this week. Had a gentleman here last week. We flew a drone over the slip on Plum Creek and Scotts Ridge and Burrow Road. There is some money for the NRCS for the watershed project. So if the way that works is 75-25, they pay all the engineering. So if we can get some money from them, it'd be good. It'd save the county some money. The guys started hauling chips for chip and seal. We started on them Friday. And we started on Evans Hill today. That repair started. Digging on it. The only other question I have is cleanup dates. Does anybody, I have a date I was thinking about. Does anybody?
I had a question about it, but we hadn't discussed it yet.
I've been getting some calls, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was trying to remember when we did it last year.
I thought it was in April. I got 21st, 22nd, and 23rd when I was thinking.
Cause I started getting,
They've been calling me for a month.
yeah, and I said probably more towards April or May.
So it'd be the Friday and Saturday and Sunday, like half a day on Sunday.
21 to 23rd, that weekend of April.
Do you guys need me to get the dumpsters lined up? Yes, I can, no problem.
I don't have any issue
What
with
was that?
that.
We'll probably need you to.
Yes,
Yeah,
we will.
what,
I'll have to ask.
I can't remember the name of that company we used, but
Out of Greensburg,
Licensing.
that's it.
Licensing.
I'll give them a call.
We should touch base with the town of Evie and see if they want to coordinate and do theirs. If they're gonna do a spring cleanup, ask if they want to do theirs the same time.
Okay.
You said April, what?
21st to the 23rd.
And once you coordinate with town, confirm availability,
Sure.
and then I guess get with Gail, we get that posted. Or let us know. I can get it on Facebook and then we'll get an ad in the paper as well.
We get quotes from two different companies or just use licensing like we did last year?
I think we've used them.
Yeah.
Pretty much the last
They've
two
used them
times.
Since
Yeah.
I've been here with
And
you.
they've done real good about
They've been really good.
scrap and we get some money back on it. So it's been, then you coordinate when they drop off and pick up. That was saved us a lot of money. Okay,
I'll get that done this week.
great.
I don't remember how many we approved. It seems like maybe 7 or 8, but I don't know how many we used either. Just go back and look and see if we approved 8 and only used 6 or 5, then probably just plan accordingly.
I think it was 8.
Yeah,
I think it was 8.
I thought it was 8, but
Well, it was 8 in the fall. Now, last spring, I think we actually,
Might have been less than
Jump.
spring because of.
Yeah.
We had
there was one season we jumped up to 10, but we went back to 8, I think.
okay. Anything else?
Do you need to, where do you need to do another posting in the paper for the mechanic? You think?
I'm going to have Carla put back in there.
Okay.
Because my husband fell through.
So we're currently open positions.
Doing June-
What's that?
The town's doing June 16th and 17th. They just finalized it last Monday.
They're just doing one this year.
Well, they're just,
That's the spring.
I think they just do one, period. They're doing the 16th and 17th of June. I'll tell you that.
That's why they're waiting. Because they're doing it just one instead of two.
Yeah, we've
Got it.
only been doing one a year.
So we would be doing earlier spring, they'd be doing almost summer, and then we did a fall.
It was October last year.
That's probably not a bad way to do it either. That's fine. Okay.
So just go ahead.
When do you think, Anthony, you'll have the engineering quotes for the bridge work?
I'm hoping to have them all done by next week. I talked to another contractor today and he said he should have something this week. So that'll be, should have 4 by, I would say the end of the week, I should have them. Hoping.
Just FYI, there was a gentleman called me actually right before we went into executive session earlier, wanting to know when the 2 bridges would be open. And I told him don't plan for the end of the summer.
Exactly.
So
Everything else.
anybody's listening right now, it probably won't be for early fall or the end of the summer before either Smith's Ridge or Parks Ridge Bridge is open.
But we are right now collecting quotes on the engineering.
Right.
Once we have that, we can start the engineering process.
Forward, yes.
The engineering process will then generate our scope and needs where we can then send that out for bid.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything for late fall.
Okay. Any questions for Anthony? Anything else?
No, I think it's.
No, good. Okay. Gail, is there anything else on our old business that we need to cover?
No.
Okay. Then next up, for new business, we have Mr. John Canola.
When you're busy, so I'll be as brief as possible. Let's start out with the parks report. Toured all 3 parks Friday, March 17th. The materials and the heavy equipment problem at Patriot Park has gotten worse again. Have you had any reply from the vendors there?
I have, you said again, was there an improvement and then it got worse again?
No, I've been there the last 4 times in the last 3 months, and every time it gets worse.
Okay,
I mean, it's on our lawn, it's your lawn, it's your
Understood.
park, but, it seems to me like they would have sent a letter and, talked to the person, something, and said, we'd like to park all this over here long term, they're on our grass. I mean, it's a mess now.
yeah.
It was nice before.
Is there any new locations that I can point out when I call again, or is it?
It's gone a little further, and they have one heavy piece of equipment, and they've got another cat there, so, there's a lot more weight there than
Okay.
there was before. And it was just nice grass, and it was in the park, and, I don't know. If they paid you something, maybe that would be nice. If they said they're gonna sod it when they're done, something. But, if you take all that away today, it's gonna be pretty messy. So hopefully, next time we'll give some answer about that. See, also had a very large cedar tree, fall at, Patriot Park. Got two quotes and it was cut up this past Saturday. Bryant's Creek has a broken sink and countertop still. I hauled some of it away last time. I'll get the remainder of it my next visit. Let's see, I checked the 6 TV monitors at Markland Park and they all work. And today I checked the sheriff's department and they're all working fine. So they have 6 monitors there now. If somebody does something illegal or like what's going on in the park, they can tell. Let's see, I attended last week's ordinance committee meeting in this room. 2 interested parties out of 9,700 people in this county. It's pretty sad. I was one of the 2, of course. My last meeting of the VB Town Council in December, I again complained about a backyard, which has been an eyesore since at least 2001. They informed me that unless it has utilities turned on, it's not considered a residence and need not be in compliance. I thought that was pretty sad. I didn't know if I should laugh or cry. And that's it. I'll sit down and shut up.
Which one did you do?
I sat down and I shut up.
Oh,
I did.
I meant laugh or cry.
I try to laugh at things, you know, pretty sad. I mean, it seems like it's a residence, it's a mess. You've been complaining about something for 21 years, be 22 years, June 1st. And they says, well, it's not really important because no one lives there and there's no utilities turned on. The house is still there and it's still a mess. Probably take 15 minutes to clean out the backyard. They don't care. One reason I'd rather come here than go to DD because they're not doing much.
So John, last year we got rid of the dumpster at Bryant's Creek, but we still have some dumping going on there.
There's a little bit there. There's always some beer cans and some pop bottles and such to pick up. And then, like I say, somebody dropped off a countertop and a sink. I picked half of it up and I'll get the rest of it next time. There's a lot less than there was before. And of course, it looks nice because the electrical company was there for a year. You know, they put down all that gravel. And so it seems to me like, and they were good neighbors. They're nice people. They were neat when they used it. Now we have people with, Patriot Park is making a mess of our lawn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next up, Mr. Foster for the phone contract.
If you guys all have copies of the, this would be like phone and internet both to renew our services. Just a little historical, 5 years ago, we had, won the bid to fiber into the courthouse, technology center, health department building and highway department. So, we had installed fiber there and, put a new phone system in at that time. And so basically, here 5 years later, we're, the actual agreement doesn't terminate until May the 14th. I just kind of wanted to get a little jump on it in case there need to be some changes. I've been working with Susie on identifying some phones that don't get used or, maybe it's in a common area and, she was looking for ways to save money on it. So our proposal is, I think, for the amount of phones, it's like 8 less phones than what you have right now. So, whenever you would want to renew or move forward, we would just come take those phones out and just everything else would basically stay the same. The phones are still fairly new technology. Everything is seems to be working pretty well as far as the internet. And we did bump the internet up about a year and a half ago, I think, here in this building and over at the technology. And I did check with Marty, and he seems to think that those speeds are pretty good moving forward. And once again, we can always, adjust at that point in time. We did just do an amendment to the existing agreement. and, bump those speeds up. So we didn't extend anything or start over or anything. So, but just wanted to present that. And one other thing, we were able to cut about $287 off one internet connection that we kind of used for just your voice. They're all internet-based phones, but we were able to kind of just engineer that system out so that all your voice traffic goes across the existing connections in the buildings now. So the proposal that you guys signed back 5 years ago was for $4,145. And the total on these moving forward is just $3,532. So it's a little bit less between the connection that we were able to do away with and the 8 phones.
So Doug, quick question. Basically, there's 2 contracts for every location, right?
Well, there's
And there's
we've
duplicate
got
charges,
4
right?
Well, we've got 4 different locations there.
Right.
The way they're set up
Well,
right now,
I
there's
see 3.
4 different accounts.
So let's just use this one as an example. 1190 West Main, 1190 West Main.
Yeah, so this is the nurse managed clinic. They have a
Okay.
separate account.
And Health Department.
Health
Gotcha, I'm
Department.
following you now.
Yep. This is this building and the technology center, and then the highway.
Gotcha, okay.
So the nurse management and the health department, I don't know, I guess they pay out of different funds.
Yeah.
So about a year into it, they ask us to break up their charges separately. So that's why there's,
So then the number that you quoted, is that the monthly reoccurring charge?
each one has a separate monthly reoccurring.
When you add those together for the year?
Yeah, it should total, unless my math is wrong, should total 335, 32.
35, 32?
Yeah.
Jamie, I've got a 223 at the highway department, 2722 here at this building. Health department's number is 343, and the last one is 244.
Boy, I hope my math is right.
He'll let you know.
Yeah, I got that number.
Okay, 35, 32.
4 years of college.
Okay, and so that's the renewal. So then the only other thing I saw on here was our existing contract, a 5-year contract? Yeah, so then this is a renewal of that 5 years?
Yeah.
At 60 months. Okay.
Yep, and in that renewal for the phone equipment, that includes all your maintenance and upgrades and, anything, equipment wise that fails, we cover it. So it's all inclusive in that agreement then.
Okay, then I don't have any questions. I appreciate that the cost came down several $100s a month.
Yeah, it was,
35, that's a bumper. Oh, that's for the 5 years.
30, that's per month.
Per month.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well,
Down from the
40, 41, 45.
Got it. All right. So then, any questions? You guys have any questions for us? Okay.
I think it's been a pretty good partnership for 2 of us. I mean, back in the COVID craziness, we did bump up the speed over at the technology. And
Yeah, we had all the folks that were over there, so we
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, we got through that. And then when you had your issues with the offices upstairs, I know you guys did the physical move, but there was some behind the scenes stuff that we had to do to get those phones all ringing over technology. So, we've tried to do our best to be the support, good partner in the county here, and appreciate the first 5 years, so is there something you guys need to discuss before?
No, I mean, we'll just
Forward, or-
asking questions and then that would be, whether or not someone's ready to make a motion and
Okay.
approve or decide if we have,
Okay.
if we need more information.
Yeah, well, we, you know, if you wanted to start kind of taking advantage of some of those savings there, you know, we don't have to wait until May. That's up to you guys whenever you would want to start it.
Got it. Because right now, this would renew at May, so if we made a motion, you're talking about moving up the date
April 1st.
to April 1st instead of May 1st, then
Whenever,
it would be,
yeah,
okay.
Whenever you want to start with the new agreement.
New agreement, new lower rate.
Yep.
Okay, appreciate that.
I'll make a motion to renew the 5-year contract with Great Plains Communications for, basically phone and internet for the county in the amount of $3,532 a month.
I'll second that motion.
And I'll just make a confirm, do you want that motion for
Effective April 1st.
April 1st? Okay. All right, so I've got a motion by Jamie and a second by Jerry to approve Great Plains Communication in the amount of $35.32 per month, beginning April 1st for the phone and internet contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so then do you need,
Yeah, we just would need a signature on
Signature on-
each
on
one
each
of
of
the
these.
four.
okay,
And
and then what,
Gail, when Susie was still around, she was talking about, you know, the best way to do the billing. If you needed to separate, you know, anybody,
Is
it's,
that how you do it now? you
we're
separated
just,
now?
yeah, we're kind of separated by location. So, I mean, like the technology is included in
Here.
this bill. You know, highway has their own separate bill. And,
I mean, if
We have a separate account for tech, right? So there should be separated into there. Some courthouse would be the courthouse.
you want to split the two buildings.
those two should be.
Okay. And,
We'll keep the nurse manager and the health department separate and the.
now the sheriff's phone lines are on this one as well.
On the courthouse.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are the animal shelter and the
Animal,
county highway separated currently?
animal shelter is on this one and the highway is separate.
No one has their separate line items on their phone bill. You guys pay that. I don't know why it's like that. I understand because it didn't used to be.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's that way now, it's the way it was since I've been
Yeah,
commissioner.
since I've been here, so.
So will I don't know, I haven't been down here in a while. Is the judge and the clerk and everybody still at the?
Just the judicial side is at the tech.
Okay. Are they moving back eventually?
Yes.
Hopefully within the next 2 months.
Okay.
okay, I'll get these signed and then we'll need to get them to
Okay.
Gail to make
That's fine.
copies
Yeah,
and then
I
she'll.
can email them back to you
That's
tomorrow.
fine. That's fine. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Doug.
Okay, next up, we have the Scaffold King rental with a revised bill,
You asked me to bring it.
Nice quote.
quote, sorry.
The new one is on top.
Is this, we got more than one copy or is this,
Probably the new one, original one and
Yeah.
then the new one.
The one on
This-
top, and then that's the.
this,
Can't read. I make copies or not. but-
yeah, there's a couple copies here. 4 copies. Okay, so we've got the revised bid, the original bid, from Scaffold King Rentals was in the amount of $4,979. That was then negotiated down, after Mr. Peters spoke with them, I believe, correct? And that's
Yeah.
now in the amount of $3,959. So $1,020 cheaper. Do you have anything else to add to that?
I mean, The only thing I would add is this is basically was to lower it 6.5 feet, so that we can basically still do the higher level work in the courtroom that has to be done. It was either take all of it out and then pay the other contractors to put up other
New.
scaffolding, not to the same scale, but obviously additional scaffolding and or work off of 25-foot ladders, 20-foot ladders. So, from a cost perspective, it was going to actually be cheaper to pay them to come in and lower it than it was to have the other contract set up scaffolding. As well as from a timing perspective, it was going to be much faster to get them to lower it and be able to work off existing scaffolding.
Understood. Okay. And, okay, it's still good because this was through the 31st. So they're just waiting on us to confirm so they can get that
To
lowered.
approve it.
How long do we estimate we're gonna need the scaffolding at this point?
Approximately 3 weeks, 3 more weeks.
More weeks?
I'd make a motion to approve, lowering of the scaffolding in the courtroom in the amount of $3,959.
I'll second that motion.
So we've got a motion by Jamie, a second by Jerry to approve Scaffold King Rentals to lower the scaffolding in the amount of $3,959. All in favor? Aye.
Great, can I have those 2 copies back? Those were mine.
Did he give you a signature on one?
No, I'll get you one of those.
Okay.
But there've been a whole bunch of them now. I don't need.
Oh, okay. I didn't-
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. So I'll put that. That's the, do I leave that? I'll sign that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we've got board reports. Jerry, do you have any board reports?
Actually, I met with Tom. He's back there though, isn't he?
Yep.
I met with Tom, on the EMA. Could probably speak to this better than me without my notes, but, he's working on a couple of grants, Tom, those were, I'm probably confusing. We were talking about the sirens or the,
I was looking into grants for sirens, but I wanted to have
Yeah.
health inspection about it. Really need tornado sirens.
okay. That, I don't know if that's something you want to get up and speak to, or you want to get on the next agenda for the next meeting, or,
Probably do
but-
the next agenda on that. I'll probably have a little more information on that.
okay.
Next meeting will be before the 10th, correct?
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd, I want to say.
That's correct.
The 3rd. So there was some discussion about how many sirens we have, tornado sirens we have in the town and the effectiveness of those. Some of the things that he's been working on recently. And the 10th, the reason he mentioned the 10th, he has to have back surgery. He has contacted Eric Thumler to be on call in case of any county problems or disasters or anything during his time out for back surgery.
There will also be assistance from the surrounding county, my colleagues, some other EMAs. So, interesting. And also, they have access to the emergency community.
Well, unless, Tom, if you have anything else you want to speak to us.
I'm working on some other local grants for fire equipment, again, for fire departments here in the county. So, also looking at another big energy grant, also for fire equipment. And the mitigation, the hazard mitigation planning, the final draft is getting close, or not the final, the first draft to be approved. I'll bring that in front of the commissioners eventually. So you'll have it looked over and see if everything's okay. Everything can be signed and then it'll be submitted to FEMA for reimbursement. They'll approve it, so. They're working on the draft now. Supposed to be in the first draft's gonna be done here.
Okay. Do you have anything?
The only board report I have, VB Churchill County Foundation. We didn't do any awards. But I guess an important note, if anyone is going to be applying for grants, those need to be in by April the 1st in order to be considered. Are you doing board reports only?
You can finish that and I'll let you go right into your other agenda items. Thank you.
Just a couple other updates. I did meet with Homeland Security last week. Basically went over some of the paperwork that has to be filled out for the third time. Carla's already started on it. I'm not sure where she's at. It is kind of a time consuming process as far as assigning the actual labor by road to, in the format that they want it in. Certainly something she can do, but it is a time consuming process. The only other information really that we got from them last week was that the state will reimburse us at basically a 50% rate. So there is a calculation, but I'll just call it 50%. It's 50% minus $1 for every resident in the county. So it's 50%. If it costs us $1 million, they're going to give us $990,000 since we have, or excuse me, $490,000 since we have approximately 10,000 residents. IDHS or Homeland Security, as well as Department of Corrections, started doing some cleanup out on Bennington Pike today. They'll be out there for the next two weeks. They're doing the cleanup with basically shovels and rakes, and only along the side of the road. So although it looks good what they're able to do, they're very limited on what they can do. So don't expect a lot, but if you go by there and see them doing it, stop and tell them thanks, because what they are doing is looks good. So it's a help, but it's not going to be it's not going to have a significant impact to the overall process. We still don't have any final answers from Homeland Security relative to how much money the governor will provide in terms of relief, nor do we know yet what will qualify and won't qualify. We also had a member of the Forestry Service there, or I met with a member of the Forestry Service this morning as well. His opinion relative to the amount of cleanup was that while this is overwhelming, the other basic feedback that he gave me that was that, and it's not anything new, that the Corps of Engineers will pretty much control everything that we're allowed to do in the waterways, and not to expect any permitting probably within less than a year if we're allowed to do anything. And that assumes that it would qualify, it'd be a qualifying process anyway, relative as far as the government's funding or the governor's funding, state funding, a qualifying process anyway. I'll get it out here in a minute, but, and I think that's all I have.
Other than board reports, did you have anything else, Jerry? Okay. Wesley, do you have any updates? Anything for us?
He started putting ceiling fans and lights up over the weekend in the courtroom. The plaster, I talked to him. He's supposed to be here this week to continue his work. He hasn't got a whole lot left, but scaffolding's there, he'll be able to work off of it. We'll come on down the walls with the paint repairs.
And did he give you any indication of, I mean, I know he doesn't have that much, but he's not real fast. Does great work.
I just can't see him having a whole lot. There's a couple places on the east and west side. Don't think on the balcony there's anything he has to do. So there's a couple places behind the judges, but other than that, I don't see it taking very long. from what I can see, I don't think.
So really, the 3 to 4 weeks additional time for the scaffolding probably gonna be fairly accurate. Should be anyway.
I think the fans and the lights, you did have a question the other day, which I was like, nobody thought much about it, was there's 3 speeds of them. If he sets that where all 3 speeds, he asked, did anybody think about the lights starting to move? So I just told him, put it on the lowest setting. So don't get 3 speeds, so we're just trying to circulate the air, right? We don't want to.
They don't have a remote?
It does have a remote,
Oh, okay.
but
So we can change them.
he said, do you want to change it? Because if somebody was to hit it on high, the 9-foot light may start swinging.
We'll just give the judge the remotes. How's
Yeah,
that?
So I said, we probably talk to the judge, but we ought to try them first, because if somebody hits a high setting, we don't know what the lights are gonna do. They're on a half-inch pole, 9 foot down, so fans are above.
As long as the fans are balanced, they should be all right.
They're big fans, they're gonna move some air.
6 foot or bigger? 6 foot.
6 or 8, I think 6.
I don't think, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
If they're similar to the ones I got, they shouldn't move the lights, but my lights are different, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
So he's gonna start on that. The remote should be here this week. The roads didn't come with it. So sometime this week, I don't know exact date. I think
You said
it was last Friday, the remote.
We glow, oh, remote.
Okay.
You, on board with the insurance people and stuff over at the basement of the CMR building?
Today, I did get some quotes on repair of the outside. That works for the perimeter pipe. It's actually coming apart. Let the water in the basement, so I didn't bring it tonight. Guys, look over it for it, to surprise you with it.
The surprise us with what?
The quote on repair of the perimeter drain.
Oh. But the work that's already been done, you showed me a bill on it today, right, from ServPro?
I didn't show you a bill.
Somebody showed me a bill.
I don't recommend.
I haven't seen the bill.
Yeah.
I-
Till it's repaired, I don't think I put the drywall back yet, just for the fun of it. If it is leaking under the foundation back into the floor, you're gonna have that same problem again. So
Do you feel like that the, outside repair, whether that be drain tiles or whatever is necessary to repair that around the building is gonna be something that could be included in the insurance claim?
he told me today that we would be the first,
Because-
because we cover the outside, that cover everything on the inside, but more likely will not cover the outside. So what caused the problem?
And were you able to check the 2 pumps?
There's only one pump. The other one's actually a trash pump that pumps the sewer out of the 2 bathrooms.
Yes.
That's really not a water pump. So I had to get back down to the other pump we got. The problem was that pipe's full of mud. Or well, silk now, so we got down in there and it's actually ruined the pump. We can put a new pump in it now, but it ain't gonna be long, it's gonna fill back up with mud again, because there's breaks on the outside. That's what, you see all them holes around the building?
Yep.
It's coming into the building through that 330.
Got it. So right now, if we get water, it's not been repaired, so water will come in and the pump can't.
I will have a pump in there for big rain. I mean, it'll work for a while, but it's gonna.
It'll just destroy it.
It'll burn it. It'll burn it up. Okay.
So, I forgot what I was gonna ask. So can you get with the insurance company then and see if they will cover the outside portion? And maybe you already said that, but I didn't.
No, I haven't got with it yet.
Okay,
He just give me the paperwork today.
okay.
And
And then my comment to Gail would be if you get a bill from ServPro, I wouldn't pay it yet because it's less than what our deductible is. And there's no point at this point.
Right.
There's no point in going ahead and turning it in on the insurance if the bill's less than what our deductible is, I guess is my point.
we have a couple more buildings that got damaged during that storm, the health department, some salt blew out under the underpass. Dow count, some had some siding blow off, so. Jamie may get close to fix that, which I have not done yet.
And I don't know if our insurance will treat them as individual facilities or an event.
Yeah.
So we should
Confirm
we should
how that's
confirm
written.
that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Okay.
Do you want to advertise or just call some, get some quotes from different people on the two buildings?
I mean, yeah, we'll have to get quotes regardless of whether the insurance covers them or not, but
So I'll get some quotes.
Yeah, just call. All right. Mr. Bond, did you have anything for us tonight? No? Okay. Anybody else? All right. That's it for announcements. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll say it.
Got a motion by Jerry, second by Jamie for adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Exciting.